On this BuMpY 50-point inspection for Modestman Brewing out of Keene, New Hampshire, I have a collaboration with Fidens Brewing, which is out of someplace in New York. We'll get into it. But this one is called the Infamous. What this is a collaboration brew between Modestman's Center of Attention Mega, which comes in at an 8.4%. They use Citra and Mosaic hops, and Fidens Eugene's Axe, which is an 8.5% double IPA that uses Citra and Galaxy hops. So what we have is this beer that's called the Infamous at 8.5% ABV using Galaxy, Citra, and Mosaic hops. That's the can art. You got both of the breweries' logos on there, both of the breweries' label art for its given beer, and yeah, Modestman, like I've mentioned their stuff before plenty of times. They make pretty fantastic standout New England IPAs and some other beers as well. Of course, they do different styles other than just New England IPAs, but they have a ton of New England IPAs. Fidens I've never had, but I did look them up just basically to find out what Eugene's Axe was about. They look like a really nice company out of, let me just bring this screen up full so I can see it. Where are they out of? Someplace in New York, I know that. Albany, New York, looks like. Okay. And yeah, they do also a ton of New England style IPAs, a lot of big triple IPAs I saw on their website as well, 10% beers, and so imperial stouts and various other brews. But looks like a nice brewery. I'd like to get some of their stuff if I could, besides just a collaboration. So let's go ahead and just get into this inspection now. This beer pours with a pretty white, tight bubbled head, frothy head, and the color of the beer itself is a nice, vibrant yellow, gloriously murky. That's the way I like the New England IPAs I drink to look. It's just, it looks like it's going to be super soft on the palate. So the aromas, I get a lot of like grapefruits, citrus type notes, tangerine, some of the malts showing through a little bit, some sweet kind of cracker and oat like notes, a little bit of a spice in there as well, herbal-esque, maybe some slight melon, could be a little bit of a berry, and it does smell like kind of tropical, citrusy, and a little bit herbal zesty. So let's get into the first swig here. So cheers. Yeah, the hops and the malt are pretty well balanced out. Out of the malt, it's got that nice kind of crackery and oat, wheat-like flavor notes. It's a bit of a mix between like a tangerine and grapefruit, battling it out up front with the hop flavors. It does have a little bit of that kind of herbal zesty finish to this one. It's not super bitter on the tail end, so it's moderately bitter. Yeah, not harsh at all though. The kind of oat, wheat type notes kind of come up again on the finish as well. Mouthfeel in this one, it feels like it's about a medium body. Carbonation levels in the medium realm. And I would say it's a semi-soft palate. They don't go and give any descriptions of what this beer is going to taste like at all. They just talk about the hops that are in it, and then that it's the collaboration between these two breweries and their beers. Touch of a berry note on the palate as well. 8.5% ABV. It's not detectable as there's no alcoholic flavors. There's no burn. It's leaving some nice lacing there in the glass. All right, it's time to give this one a score. All right. So, for the appearance, I'm going to give this the 6 out of 6. For the aromatics, I thought it was pretty nice. Good mix between the malts coming through and the hops. Decent amount of hop aromas as well. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for the aromatics. For the flavors, same thing. I mean, most of the malt that was in the nose is coming through on the palate as well. Fairly well blended between hoppiness and maltiness. This one's definitely not sweet on any end though. It's not super bitter either. It is more on the bitter side than the sweet side. I maybe would have liked a little bit of a sweeter malt presence in this one. But overall, pretty good. The finishing with that kind of herbal zesty bitterness effect, and the malts also coming through still with the kind of oat wheat like flavors. I'm at a 17 out of 19 for the flavors. For the body, 5 out of 5. And for my overall, it's not my favorite beer. I've had better from Modestman themselves, but it's definitely up there as a winner of a beer, especially a collaboration. A lot of times collaborations really go bad. This one, it definitely drinks like an IPA, a little bit less of not being so much of a sweet side New England IPA. I'm at an 8 out of 10 for my overall, and that's going to leave the Modestman and Fidens, the infamous, with a BuMpY 46 out of 50, which is going to leave this as an excellent beer. So I just want to say cheers, and thank you all for watching.